Hey everybody, this is Troy here, and I'm going to present to y'all my top 20 favorite movies. Now, as a movie buff, I've seen thousands of movies, literally, and this was a very, very tough list to compile thousands of movies into a top 20. But I think I did a pretty good job. I looked at my list, I cut out some things, looked at it again, revised it, and I think I got my top 20 subjectively. So here we go, my top 20 favorite movies. Number 20, Kingpin by the Farrelly brothers. This is, in my opinion, their best movie. No offense to Dumb and Dumber or There's Something About Mary. Those are all great movies in their own regards, but to me, what makes this movie stand out from them is Roy Munson, their best character they've ever created, played by Woody Harrelson as a young up-and-coming bowler who gets swindled by Bill Murray's character. Ernie McCracken has his bowling hand taken from him, and pretty much his life is shit from there on out. He has to fuck his landlord to pay for his rent, but all that turns around when he meets Ishmael, played by Randy Quaid, an Amish kid, in quotation marks, a bowler who he ends up coaching, and they both have a mutual interest, him to save his Amish community, and Roy Munson to pretty much, get a lot more respect back and pride in his character. And what makes this movie work really is Woody Harrelson's performance. He really sells Roy Munson's character. It's top notch. A lot of the side characters, they play it really straight-laced. You gotta love that when you have strong side characters. That's what really makes this movie is the jokes. They hit you fast. They hit you hard. One of my favorite scenes coming up right here.
You another asshole shithead. You want to kiss somebody? Goldilocks? Kiss these. Take that, you freaky piece of shit! You don't mow another guy's lawn! All right.
That was really heroic, Munson.
Hey, I did Ish a favor. I mean, if I hadn't knocked him out, those animals would have torn him apart. So thanks I get?
You didn't have to have beers with him afterwards.
Well, I didn't want them to think that we were in cahoots.
Oh, I think you cleared that up when you rubbed Tabasco in his eyes.
Oh, Mr. Munson, I could see you, I'd kiss you. Number 19, Kill Bill Volume 1, directed by the legendary Quentin Tarantino. Why is this my favorite movie? Well, it's about as close as a manga or video game type plots ever come to the big screen. It's very simple, in fact. Uma Thurman is the bride, and she's done wronged, left for dead, and she's out for revenge, out to kill everyone who's done her wrong, with Bill at the top of the list. But really, the editing in this movie really does it for me. It's real snappy. It's not a dull scene in the whole damn movie. And then Uma Thurman, she really kills it, pun intended. As the bride, she really sells this role, and she obviously went through a lot of choreographed action, martial arts, and stunt work to really nail this performance. It is the better of the two movies. It really should have just been one movie, but I digress. Simply put, Kill Bill Volume 1 is the closest we've ever had to a manga come to life on the big screen. Number 18, The Big Lebowski. Ah, the dude abides. The Coen brothers. Have they made a bad film? Wait, don't answer that. Jeff Bridges plays the dude, and he has his rug pissed on in a case of mistaken identity, and he goes on a journey to right this wrong. He takes his friends along with him. There's a bowling tournament in it. Nihilists are trying to cut his dick off. Bunny Lebowski, played by the ever so awesome Tara Reid wants to suck his cock for $100. Porn stars. What else can I say about this movie? If you've never seen The Big Lebowski, get some friends together, make some White Russians, and enjoy the best quotable movie of our generation. That's all I can say. Love it.
His fucking papers. Over the line!
Huh?
I'm sorry, Smokey. You were over the line. That's a foul.
Bullshit. Mark at 8, dude.
Excuse me. Mark at 0. Next frame.
Bullshit, Walter. Mark at 8, dude.
Smokey, this is not Nam. This is bowling. There are rules.
Hey, Walter, come on. It's just, hey, man, it's Smokey. So his toe slipped over a little, you know? It's just a game, man.
This is a league game. This determines who enters the next round robin. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but I wasn't...
Am I wrong?
Yeah, but I wasn't over. Give me the marker, dude. I'm marking an 8.
Smokey, my friend, you're entering a world of pain.
Walter, man.
You mark that frame an 8, you're entering a world of pain.
I'm not...
A world of pain.
Look, dude, this is your partner.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules? Mark at 0.
They're calling the cops, man. Put the piece away.
Mark at 0.
Walter, put the piece away.
Walter?
You think I'm fucking around here? Mark at 0.
You know, The Big Lebowski is a classic. Well, that's like my opinion, man. Number 17, Men of Honor. So I'm going to be a little biased here and put this on my list. I am a Navy veteran, and really, this is an excellent movie. Why? Cuba Gooding Jr.'s performance. I mean, he really knocks it out of the park here. I know he got an Oscar for Jerry Maguire, but I think he has more to do, and he has more range in this movie. No offense to that Jerry Maguire role. But he plays a true-life Carl Brashear, Chief Petty Officer, the first African-American master diver. His instructor is played by Robert De Niro, Master Chief Petty Officer Billy Sunday, and this is about their relationship and his journey. And what really sells it is the chemistry between the two actors. They really play off of each other well. They obviously trained very hard for this role, probably very rigorous training and stunt work. I'm not too big of a fan of the side characters, but that's not really the point. It's about Cuba Gooding Jr.'s performance, and he kills it. Now, I know I might be a little biased, but Men of Honor is one of my favorite movies and probably one of the best Navy movies ever made. Number 16, Ghostbusters. Yeah, I don't really know what else I can say. It's Ghostbusters. Look, if you haven't seen Ghostbusters, I'm pretty sure the government has your address as a suspect, as a terrorist. Look, it's Ghostbusters. 4 guys busting ghosts in New York City. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. It's a Ivan Reitman film. It's Ghostbusters. Please watch Ghostbusters if you haven't. It's hilarious. I don't really know what else I can say about this. It's awesome. Hey, it's fucking Ghostbusters. If you haven't seen it, crawl out from under your rug and please join the rest of the world and enjoy one of the best movies of all time. Number 16, Back to the Future. Here's another classic movie that could easily be on anyone's top 10, 5, or hell, even their number 1 movie of all time. And just like Ghostbusters before it, it's a classic 80s movie that has become number 1 in the hearts and minds of Gen Xers and millennials from here on out. The script is very good. It has a young Marty McFly played by Michael J. Fox in an excellent role as a kid that goes back to the future in a DeLorean, befriended by a scientist, Christopher Lloyd, and he ends up messing up the meeting of his future perv dad and sex-obsessed mom. And yeah, it's about him getting back to the future. This movie really holds tight because of the script. It's very good, and of course, Michael J. Fox performance. He's very charismatic, memorable. He's having fun. Him and the chemistry between Christopher Lloyd's character Doc is very well. They play very well off of each other, and it's just a lot of fun. This movie, that's what you'll always remember about this movie. It's a lot of fun, seeing all the iconic scenes, enjoying yourself, and sitting down and eventually watching it with your children and hopefully their grandchildren until the future. So, Back to the Future. You either love it or you haven't seen it yet. Where do you fall under here? Hopefully with the rest of us. Number 14, Return of the Living Dead. This movie holds a very, very special place in my heart. I saw this movie entirely too young. I don't know if I was 4 or 5, but I remember it very vividly. And watching it again throughout the years, I've come to love it more and more, and it's definitely won a place on this list, mostly because of Tony Gardner. Tony Gardner. That may not be a household name to anyone watching this, but he is the man that provided the special effects, the practical effects for this movie, and that is one of the big parts of why this movie works. The practical effects are phenomenal. This was his very first movie that kind of launched his career. He previously worked with Rick Baker on Thriller, music video for Michael Jackson. Then he went on to do Zombieland, The Seed of Chucky, of course the Addams Family movie. So he has a big part of what makes this movie work. But this is a good old-fashioned subgenre of the horror comedy. It's great. You got these 80s generic punk kids fucking around in the graveyard, and these two morticians that end up releasing this, I guess, zombie-inducing gas that pretty much raises the cemetery and the whole area into a zombie fest. But what really makes this movie work, as I said, is the special effects are great, the jokes are great. The actors, of course, a lot of them are, you'll never remember any of the characters in this movie, but you'll remember a lot of the great scenes, and there are a lot of great scenes in this movie. That's pretty much, the gore is coming hard, it's coming fast, the jokes are very good as well, and this is definitely up there with one of the best zombie movies of all time. Underrated probably, yes, but it definitely needs to be seen by a lot more people. It's underappreciated, but very valued in my heart and in my mind and my brain. So, Return of the Living Dead. Do I put it above all the other zombie movies? The practical effects and the gore. It just so good, and I can't describe to you what it was like seeing this as a young child. Way too young. And it's pretty much haunted my dreams ever since. Now, I know that there's 4 or 5 different sequels out there, but you can't beat the 80s original. Number 13, The Dead Poets Society. From director Peter Weir, which everyone loved, Master and Commander, Far Side of the World, and the ever so awesome classic The Truman Show. And here Robin Williams plays John Keating, a English teacher that pretty much inspires his students to feel something more than maybe they've ever felt before by introducing to them poetry and showing them a different way, a view on life. And I must say that this is probably Robin Williams' best role. No offense to Good Will Hunting, obviously he won an Oscar for that, but this is his movie. This is the role that most people know him for in a dramatic sense. Without comedy being the forefront. This is by all means a drama first, with a few funny lines here and there. This is a great coming of age story, a movie I've seen quite a few times. And I'm a sucker for this movie. Really, it's just It's these young college kids, and they bond with each other, not really knowing each other before, and they all come together, and they build relationships, and it's just such a great feel-good coming-of-age movie. There's not a bad performance by any of the actors or actresses in this. It's solid. The script is really solid, actually. That might be the best part. The script and Robin Williams together, they make one hell of a movie. A movie that will definitely be coming back to again and again. All I gotta say is, oh Captain, my Captain. Alright, so Dead Poet Society, a benchmark for Robin Williams' career, and one of the best coming-of-age stories ever put to film. Number 12, American Werewolf in London, directed by the legendary director John Landis, who also directed Animal House, The Blues Brothers, Coming to America, just countless great movies. I'm not gonna lie, this movie pretty much was the catalyst for my love of wolves and werewolves. I hold this movie deep in my heart with a love of that. And one of the main reasons this movie holds up so well and is highly regarded by so many, Rick fucking Baker. Rick Baker is a legend, practical and special effects artist, makeup artist, and he is in just full he's on a hot streak at this point with this movie. This movie, if you didn't know him by then, you knew him by now. He's won multiple Oscars on special effects. He's done just countless movies. The Planet of the Apes, The Nutty Professor. I could go on. He's just the man. But essentially, this is about two men who backpack through Europe and in the London area. They come across a small village who warn them of something evil about, and they're attacked by a wolf, and one is cursed by the wolf, and the other is eaten by the wolf, unfortunately. And we go on his journey through his curse, see if he can break it, and see all the awesome kills and gore along the way. But yeah, one of the main reasons you're watching this is the special effects. But yes, the script is very good. There's a lot of great dialogue in this movie, actually, and surprisingly a lot of humor. The humor is quite good, and it flows very well. I happen to say that this one of the main reasons this has always been one of my favorite movies is the direction. John Landis, obviously a very good director, directs the crap out of this movie. A lot of great shots, wide shots, and just a lot. He just knows how to do an action scene. An American Werewolf in London is the best werewolf movie to date. Better than the 1941 original Wolfman. It's the movie that all other werewolf movies inspire to be. Now, I do love them. I will eventually make a list of my favorite werewolf movies, but on top of the mountain is An American Werewolf in London. Number 11, In the Mouth of Madness. This was a very tough movie to pick. Originally, I had They Live, a John Carpenter movie that I absolutely love. Of course, The Thing, the legendary Halloween. But for this movie really took over that spot, mostly because this movie haunted my dreams when I first watched it, like 94, 95. I was just a kid then, and I remember renting it. It didn't do very well in the theaters, but this movie, I watched it, and I just had nightmares afterwards because I thought I was going to go crazy. What really sells this movie is Sam Neill. He plays an insurance investigator looking for a Stephen King type author, and everyone reading his books starts going crazy. He plays it just so straight-laced, so Sam Neill-like. And his slow descent into madness is just so believable, and there's so many like weird special effects and craziness going on in this movie. that it really has you questioning everything to the end. The less you know about this movie going in, the better. I wouldn't even watch the trailer that I'm showing. It's just so good. This was really hard to put into this list because I love so many of John Carpenter's movies. Any one of them could have went in here. The Thing, as I said, Halloween. But to me, In the Mouth of Madness is his magnum opus, in my opinion. It haunts me. It's thrilling. You have no idea what's going to happen, and it stands above the rest. Alright, that wraps up the first part of the list. Stay tuned for the next video. That'll have the second part. I also have the honorable mentions in there as well. And also let me know, what's your top 20 movies? I know it's a difficult thing when you sit down and think about it, but I'd love to hear your feedback. This is my first video, so I'm sorry if I messed up or anything, but I'm sure I'll get better. Let me know any feedback, and I'll see you back on Suzaman Entertainment.